Hi, Virginia. How are you today?
I want to warn you that this footage is hard to watch, especially with the knowledge that this is Christi Spicuzza's last moments. But I wanted to share this because I've made multiple videos regarding how unprotected Uber drivers are and how little Uber does to stop that. Before I play this out, there's two things about this video that you might not pick up on. The first is how this soon-to-be murderer gets an excuse to cover his face thanks to the thoughtless policies from Uber and Lyft that require riders to wear a mask. As a driver, you have no idea if the rider's covering their face because they're following the rules or if they're up to no good. And I know 99% of the time people do not have nefarious purposes. And I get roasted every day in the comments, people calling me paranoid for worrying about that 1%. The thing is, as you see here, it only takes one time. The other thing about this video that absolutely drives me crazy, and you might not even pick up on it, is that at one point you're gonna hear a little ding.
What are you doing?
That's Christi getting a request for another ride. Gun to the back of her head, and the company that she's making money for is sending her another job to do. Now I know that's total coincidence, but the thing is, by not accepting that trip, I guarantee you Uber set off all these bells and whistles, sending her messages, reminding her that she needs to accept every trip, otherwise she'll be penalized. Evidence shows that Christi was forced to drive for at least another hour before the tragedy occurred, and I can all but guarantee the Uber app noticed Christi was not accepting trips and signed her out. And it bothers me because it shows how Uber will bend over backwards to make sure that their drivers drive. However, this company's been around for how many years now, and they can't seem to take the smallest steps to protect their drivers?
Hi, Virginia. How are you today?
She had asked if it was for Tanaya because the suspect had his girlfriend call the Uber for him so that he wouldn't be attached to the ride. Now, they haven't released the full 20-minute video as the trial is still taking place, but I pieced together the most important clips I could find online. Another point of note is that Uber drivers have no idea where riders are going until we start the trip, and even then, even though it's 2022, all we get is an address. The destination crew had put in was an abandoned house. I know there are simple steps that Uber could take to prevent such an obvious red flag. 10 minutes into the ride, Christi kindly asked,
Did you have a good day today?
he mumbled the answer and she said, "That's good." 15 minutes into the ride, you can see crew check to see if there's anyone behind them. And then 18 minutes into a ride that Christi had no idea was heading towards an abandoned house, the worst case scenario began to unfold.
I'm sorry?
Keep driving.
You've got to be joking.
Keep driving.
What are you doing?
This is your time. Keep driving.
No, it's not. Stop. Come on, man. I got a family. What are you
I got
doing?
family too, now drive.
What are you doing? Please stop.
Drive the car, miss.
I have 4 kids. What are you
Drive the
doing?
car.
With her ponytail in his hand, he steals her cell phone as he was trying to empty her cash apps.
Please take that off of me. Please. No.
Keep driving. Don't try to say it, everything will be alright.
Eventually, he noticed a dash camera, ripped it down, and threw it out the window. Christi was found in a wooded area with a single gunshot wound to the back of her head. Christi was 38 years old, leaving behind 4 kids and a fiancé. If you want to see how Uber directly contributed to this tragedy, you can check out this video here. A link to the GoFundMe for her family in the description below.